Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Jenny from Polly's Paper Studio. I apologize in advance for the background noise you may hear. That would be my husband, who has decided it's the right time to wash his car, so he just turned on the power washer. And that's just real life. Around here, you just never know what's going to happen. So the theme for today's project is Scrap Your Stash. And you guys always really seem to enjoy those. And I know I struggle right along with you. I am there for you guys about that because I just hang on to everything. And so in an effort to get through a little bit of it, I'm focusing today mostly on ephemera. But there are other items from this card that are also from the stash, and I feel a small victory in getting through some of it. So won't you join me and we will make this card together. So first I want to share how I am storing my ephemera, which are these great little meant to be for photo storage containers, and they all line up and I keep them in baskets. So this guy is for holding my paper dolls. There's just, you know, a great way to flip through them without having to take them all out. And because I can store them on their side, they do take up much less room. I had at one time put them in bags and they were getting damaged that way. So this just makes it nice so that you can flip through and easily see what you have. If you have a couple of collections that you don't have so many of, you can put a piece of paper in there to divide them and use each side for a different collection. So like this one would be for kids projects, and then here's some that are actually in my stash for quite a while, but I'm determined to use them all and not let them go to waste. So this one was from the Kaiser Craft Miss Betty collection, and I really love that name because that was my grandma's name, and so I have that. I've been picking out of here a little at a time, so this one may not last too much longer, but the nice thing is then I can pop in another collection and keep using this box, and it's gonna fit back into the storage with a different image in it. And here are some from Pink Paisley. These are fairly old, but you know, I actually still use them every now and again. They're just some pretty tickets shapes left and different tags, so those are nice. Probably will transfer this to my traveler notebook rack. I use the, not Rascog, but the Costco version of that for my traveler notebook supplies, just so that I have them already. And I think those would be great additions to my layouts for my traveler notebook. So basically, my plan for today was to think about some of these ephemera collections. They're just either give you tiny pieces, or they give you giant pieces. And I just don't know where on earth they come up with their sizes, but I'm determined to find a way to make these work. I think this one will be good. Some of these flowers are just huge, but they're glittery and they're pretty. Holy Dinah, look at that one. Where the heck am I gonna put that? That's gonna be like the whole front of a card. So I picked through here earlier and found one that wasn't so big. I believe these are K & Company. I might be wrong about that. I've had them for quite a while. Here's another bird and nest. So there's like giant ones, and then look how tiny these are. The bees are cute, but more butterflies. Those might be good for tags. Okay, so I picked out one for my project today, and this one inspired the card. So I want to make this a Scrap Your Stash. So obviously this has been hanging around for a while, and I wanted to pull some papers that would coordinate with it and make sense of a giant yellow butterfly. Here's just a card base that I made. This is A2 size, and I've got some pattern papers here and some different details, but this isn't going to be like a hugely embellished card. This is just getting through your stash. You could put more embellishing on if you like, but I think it looks nice the way it is. So I'm gonna work on this card front before I put it on to the card base, because I want to be able to add a couple staples to one of the elements, and I hopefully will be able to get through all of these paper layers. This paper, like I said, matches that butterfly pretty well. It's actually from Graphic 45. It's the Once Upon a Springtime collection. And it's just a nice shade of vintagey yellow. It isn't too bright or too harsh. The black matting is going to work to coordinate with tag. So here is second pattern paper. Now, like I said, I'm using some of my ephemera, and I showed a couple of the boxes, and I would love to tell you that that is all that I have, but really, honestly, there is like 3 baskets full of those bins, and that does not include the holiday, like Christmas and Halloween and Valentine stays with the collection, so I think I might need to work a little bit harder to get through some of this. Okay, I've got that tag. This is a Staples tag. And it doesn't bother me that there's a letter because I'm going to cover it. And I liked that polka dot pattern on top. So I'm just going to add that. And then to cover it, I've got more of that matting. I'm using 110-pound cardstock just because that was handy. And I think it makes it a little bit more sturdy. So that was a good accidental choice. Here's some very subtly colored paper for the middle. It's ivory. I don't know how well that comes across on camera, but it's not white. It's just kind of the color of this lighter stripe. So I've got my butterfly. I just put a bit of double-sided adhesive. I'm just going to tack that down in the middle, and then I'm going to add my sentiment, and like I said, hopefully get through with the stapler. This is a small sentiment that I cut off a larger journal tag from a totally different collection. This is just a big mishmash, but I think what pulls it together is the vintagey yellows and the blacks sort of kind of combine to coordinate everything. So I'm thinking if I center that, it makes a nice sentiment, and then hopefully I will get through it with the stapler. So I'm gonna just grab my tiny attacher. My husband just got home and turned on the pressure washer to wash his car, so hopefully you can't hear that. Oh, it did, it worked. Look at that. Okay, so this is holding down the edges, but I added a little bit of tape in the center to secure it while I was putting that on. I really quite like that. You could crisscross them too if you like that. Maybe it will work. Yep, just very carefully, because you want to have room to get it. There isn't a lot of room in that stapler to get things back in there, but I think this works pretty good. Yeah, I like that. All right, this is my base, and then here is the card front. So let's put these together, and then I'm just gonna add a bow. I looked through my yellows and I just wasn't very thrilled with matching that vintagey yellow. So the ones that I have are pretty and cheery and vibrant, and they just didn't match the tone of the card. So I found the stitched satin in ivory, and I think that matches that background very well. So I'm happy with that, and I'm just going to add that with a bit of hot glue and call this card done. Okay, so that is my Scrap Your Stash card for this week. I got through some ephemera and some older collections of pattern paper and a tag from the Staples collection. So I've got this, that's 4 different stashes that I've gotten through for this project, and I think it's really sweet. And because it doesn't have a specific sentiment, you could use this really for any occasion. So that is all. If you enjoyed this project, make sure you leave me a comment and give me a like. And if you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe. As always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye!